best in the world at what I do. I am the best in the world at what I do. I am the best in the world at what I do. I am the best in the world at what I do. I am the best in the world at what I do. I'm the best in the world at what I do. That's right, let's take it in, man. I ain't gonna come in with a hook, I'm coming in with a verse. Yeah.
All right. So, I have a very, very special treat for you guys. Okay. Um, we're going to be talking Bitcoin and something that I came across. I hope like hell that is true. If it is true, it's going to do some amazing things for the world, for people, for the economy, if it does. If it does happen, what I'm going to show here. And I think I might be one of the first people to discover this. You can look around and you can see what people have to say about Bitcoin, but here's my take on it. Everything that they've been saying for the last 7 years is absolutely true. So remember the frenzies way back in 2014, 2015, well, it's 9 years. All that stuff is actually going to come true. Not only for the fact that you're going to see, you can see my screen. Not only for the fact that you can see the night we're $125 away from 90,000. So this thing is going to hit 90,000. My belief, I'm going to get to some data to try to bring this whole thing home. My belief is that it's going to top out, that it might make it maybe just a little bit higher, but I think that 90,000 is pretty much, they're going to cap that thing off. I know when I said that, you guys are probably thinking who. But I do want to suggest that if that weren't the case, that there wasn't selling pressure coming in to try to stop it. So 89.9, we can actually, we'll have a celebration here. We'll watch the 90,000 actually hit, because this thing was just really just $75 away from it. But I don't want that to interrupt me, because the 90,000 is a given. But I did want to go to what I was alluding to. If that weren't the case, there wouldn't have been sellers coming in here trying to short this thing. That's what this red bar is. That's a red candle. So amidst all of this buying pressure to get it up to where I just want to mark off the peak as it continues to do its thing. Then I'll finish up. It's pretty exciting news. 89,963 is $37 away. It looks like he's definitely going to get it. And I want to talk about what's to come. So you guys are going to want to stay here and enjoy this video. And you can critique it. You can say what you want. It's just a simple projection. Don't consider myself a Bitcoin expert or anything of that sort. But we see that he has been up to 89,928. This is closest to 90,000 as you're going to get. Excuse me. But again, what I was concerned with was, who was this here that tried to take it? Somebody jumped the gun. A lot of money came in to close that red. Guys, understand that. I'm talking a lot of money came in to even get a bearish candle in there. It has no place. It has no place. And maybe it could be for some simple stuff like it being extremely overbought. You know, of course, overbought is 80. You see the green 88 down here. So it's extremely overbought. And you can see the green shades behind it. It's like it's basically on fire. And maybe that 89, maybe it could have peaked already. I can't say for sure. It could go a little bit higher. I don't know where it's going to stop. But the data suggests that if he can't close above, here's the actual number. Don't worry about the top yet. Don't worry about where he is now. Before any of that has to happen, he has to close above 89,669 before anything. Even though he's been higher, that doesn't mean anything, because there's a chance that he could close green or he could close red. It could go either way. So I had to talk about where we are first before I talk about where we're potentially going. I really feel like, and I could be wrong. I might be wrong. More than likely, I'm going to be wrong. But I don't think that it's going to get that close. I think that was the last one. I think that 89 669. I think that this was the last one. I think that was the last shot. And I think this is just an attempt to close above it, and I don't think it's going to happen. I think that basically sitting around 90,000 is going to be it, but that's not bad news, and I'm going to tell you why it's not bad news. So featuring Forecaster, okay. So I got Forecaster stood up right now. So Forecaster says exactly what happened, that we were going to run all the way through September, all the way up to where we are now. Okay, so the rest of what we're seeing was buying pressure from the last couple of days ago. So going back, today's 11th, going back into the 8th, which was basically over the weekend. So this was all since Bitcoin, since crypto doesn't stop, like Forex, FX pairs, they stop over the weekend. So you don't get post market buying and selling like you do in the stock market. So in the stock market, you do get it when the market closes. There's still after hours, after market trading, and Forex and FX there's not. You can open up the next day with a gap, but you don't have the differentiation in price while the market is closed in FX. And once that price is closed, that's what it is. It can open up. Let's say you close on Friday in FX and Forex. You close at a certain price on Friday. You're gonna open up at that price on Sunday in the afternoon, usually 2 p.m. Pacific, and then you can have a gap. Okay. But Bitcoin, since it never, not Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies do not stop ever. There's no closing of the market. That's a unique thing a lot of people didn't understand. Bitcoin goes 7 days a week, 24/7. Holidays, everything. Bitcoin does not stop, period. All right, so now with that all being out the way. So the pressure that we had came in from the 8th, which was, when was the 8th? Saturday, Sunday? The 8th was, oh, it was actually Friday. Okay, so this is a lot of pressure that we saw coming in from Friday. Okay, that's where we were. Now you can see the projected rollover. It's not going to be that steep, right? It's going to be steep. So we should have a fall for 2 weeks. Okay, from the 11th to the 27th. Okay, so let me switch back over and show you what that would look like if I'm right and price cannot close above 89 669, then I'm gonna leave that there. Then that should give you, like I said, a rollover to the 27th. It's probably just a retest of this area. Okay, so I'm gonna jump back over to Forecaster real fast. I'm gonna jump back over here to Forecaster, and you see this little choppy kind of downness, right? This kind of like this little small little move down here, that little move. That's what you can expect during that period from the 27th going to the 26, 27th. And that's going to ride actually a little bit longer than I thought, okay, to the December 16th. So the fun is kind of going to be over, and then that's when you will see, like I said, this what you would call a slight pullback. It's going to be so small, probably just back down to like 85. So watching Bitcoin stay in that range, kind of just like if we were to do something like this. If we were to say he came down there, he jumped up, he came down, jumped up, came down, jumped up. So you're going to see some static, right? Going back over to Forecaster to show you what I mean by that. So that's what this is representing, this static. This little small little up down, up down, up down, up down. Okay, up down. But now here's where things get juicy. Beginning on December 16th, It's going to start a run. It's going to start rising again. And it's going to, the first time you crack that 90, which is going to take it to 100,000. So there should be cheers and alarms because the data suggests that January 8th, write this down, keep this video, come back, laugh, haha, Trey, you were wrong. The prediction is that January 8th is when you will see the 100,000. That's what people are looking for. So price is going to come back down where it was to 90. Okay. So this is 100,000. This is back to 90. And then a retest 100,000. That's going to get rejected. Then down to 80,000. People are going to panic. Look what's in front of you. From 80,000, Bitcoin does not look back. There's the 100 again right here. He's back at 100. This is 110. This is 120. This is 130. A slight correction down to 120, 140. Come back down, 150. Come back down, stay there for a little bit, 160,000. And that 160,000, the date on Bitcoin, the 160,000 is March 31st, 2025. So we just really just reached off into the future. I know what I just said sounded crazy as hell, but let's do one more thing. Let's do one more thing. Let's clean up the mess. And let's jump out. We said 160,000 is in reach within March. It's 5 months from now, right? And I said that there's going to be a series of runs to get it there. I'm not going to jump to a monthly chart. I don't have to. What was my number? 160,000, right? Now watch this. I said that Bitcoin can get here, right? Watch this. I marked off 160,000 on the chart, okay? The question is how to get there. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? I'm going to show you very, very simple stuff. So taking the swing low here, okay, and this is how a market moves for a lot of people that don't know. The market moves and it continues to make these, which we'll call why it's ebbing and flowing, it makes these A to B is equal to CD patterns. So this would be A. That a little bit bigger, please. A little bit bigger, please. Let's go 22. A. Okay. Follow along. Okay. This is called the swing low. This is the swing high. And on that A, this is B. Let me just go ahead and write B. Remember I said it's going to use what's called an A to B is equal to CD pattern. So this is A, this is B. There was a slight correction there, right? There was a slight retracement, right? A to B. It's going to be small. It's going to be about 30 something percent. So I'm going to tell it, I'm going to measure it and say, how long was the retracement, the correction from A to B? And it was 30 something percent. It was a 382, which is prominent, which is a major Fibonacci retracement level. Okay. So now if A to B is equal to C and D, you should be asking, okay, well, that's fine, Trey, but where's D at, right? Where's D? Especially if this is C, right? So if A to B is equal to C and D, then that means that would be an equal measure move. That means A to B is equal, if I clone it, if A to B is equal to C and D, and I clone the A to B leg and put him on C, he's right up here. That's putting him at the 110. So that's just basically this part, but I'll show you how the rest goes, okay? So this would be D. So what you're looking at now, this is actually bringing this stuff home even more, just almost unfair. This is D. This projection, the default projection, I don't need the question mark anymore because this is absolutely going to happen. I'm in the range of saying that because he's more than 50% of the way there. Okay. There now remember I told you that when he gets to 110, he's going to start his series of ebbing and flowing up more, okay? And what that's going to look like is from D, he's going to come back and retest 80 as I said, okay? And then you're going to have another one of those where you're going to clone this C to D leg and put him right here. Where is he at? He's in the 140 range. He's in the 140 range. Okay? And then what did I say? I said he's going to pull back again. And remember, I was using actual live data from Forecaster. I said he's going to come back again and he's going to test 110, right? And then if you clone it one more time, because this is trending out of control, and we have a lot of data to show us, there's our 160. There's our golden ratio. That's where we are. So that's how it looks. Now does it make sense to everyone that we're in the midst of getting the 110, right? Like I said, we're going to come up. Let's go back over to Forecaster. Let's go back over to Forecaster. Like I said, it's okay. The pullback that he's gonna have right now, it's okay. He's gonna pull back. He's gonna come down. He's gonna go sideways for a little bit. In this area here, here's the pullback. He's gonna go. He's gonna stay here for a little while, and when he gets here, then that's what's gonna get him. But he has to go sideways right here for right now. He's gotta have a pullback here. Gonna have some stuff. He's gonna stay here for a little while, and then he's going to go and get you your D leg here. And then that part of the pattern is complete. He's going to have a pullback. He's going to go to the next level. He's going to pull back. This is the high, comes back into support. He breaks that. Okay, it was resistance. It's going to become support. He's going to break it. It's going to become support. It's going to break it, so on and so forth. So now that we're closer, we're not in that 40, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 range. Now it's more realistic because we watched. I'm going to clean up and then we're going to close this out. Didn't take as long as we thought. As you see, now he's in the 89 fours. Let's jump back into where we were on the 4 hour. Come back to where we were. Sorry, so small. And like I said, there was some evidence in here that that little correction is starting to happen. So with that, hang on, I was talking without having the screen shared. My apologies. So again, there was some evidence that bears are coming and try to take this, or the correction might be ready to start happening because somehow they squeezed a bear. There was enough selling pressure in there to cause a red candle. I mean, somebody really tried to make it happen. The other thing is that for any of this stuff to be valid, okay, for it to keep going, at least for right now, there has to be a candle that closes green. That has to happen for price that if no matter what happens, if that doesn't happen, if it continues to close like that and it just continues to do those over and over, you don't get the new high, which is of course over 90,000. So you can have a whole bunch of little candles, maybe, possibly, I don't know, but the thing about it is at some point coming up, you're going to have um, at some point you're going to get a bearish red candle, and that's what's going to signal the correction, the slight correction. Like I said, it's just going to be just slight. We're just talking just basically a few days. Like I said, a few days, a couple of weeks till so somewhere around here we'll end up November 27th was my date before he starts his run. November 27th he starts his run up to break the 90,000 and get the 100K. He's going to move down after that at late January. He's going to start his run to go and get the 120, so on and so forth until, let me just go back to Forecaster just one more time. Monitor's computers don't want to switch. Okay, forecaster. So we're down here January 22nd, as you guys can see, and that's where the run to 150, 160, and that's going to run through March. After March, there will be a huge rollover, but at that point, most of the people are going to been already taking their money out of Bitcoin, and then let him come and do whatever he's going to do for the next 2 or 3 years. So I know it sounds crazy. I'm not sure if you guys have seen someone come project Bitcoin to 150, $160,000 range that easy. But hey, hope it happens. Hopefully you do have some Bitcoin. Um, hey, this is Trey from the Harmonic Trading Club. If you like this video, I mean, if you like this content, if you like the information that's coming out, like, subscribe, and share the video. I appreciate your participation. I appreciate your support as I begin to build out my YouTube channel. It's only a couple of videos on the channel so far, but hopefully information like this can kind of, you know, gauge some, you know, get you guys interested, get you guys coming in, because I do have a lot more to offer, as I tell you guys on each and every video. So that being said, you guys be safe out there, and I'll see you on the next one.